Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Karma, the Enlightened One. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to look at Karma's biography and story first. We'll move on to any cinematics or gameplay spotlight she'll have, take a look at her skins, the Fandom Wiki, and end off with any voice lines Karma has. Karma is somebody that I really don't know too much about, but she has been recommended by several of you for a little while now for me to go and react to her. I know you guys were a little hesitant at recommending her because she doesn't have too many voice lines, but that's okay. We're starting to get to the champions that don't really have that many voice lines as of right now. So we're just going to go in and learn more about the champion and their lore anyways. It doesn't really matter, right? I guess, obviously, I know she's from Ionia, and she, I think, is like a healer or like this. No, she's the spirit of Ionia, right? That's what we learned actually from the Syndra reaction we did. Her quote says, "As Ionia changes, so must I." Well, being hence the spirit of Ionia, that would make sense, right? Role is mage, region is Ionia. Related champions, we have Irelia and Lee Sin. Surprisingly, no Syndra in here because, yeah, right? Paragraph says, "No mortal exemplifies the spiritual traditions of Ionia more than Karma. She is the living embodiment of an ancient soul reincarnated countless times, carrying all her accumulated memories into each new life and blessed with power that few can comprehend. She has done her best to guide her people in recent times of crisis, though she knows that peace and harmony may come only at a considerable cost, both to her and to the land she holds most dear." Okay, so based on this paragraph, I feel like in her being a spirit of Ionia, she's got to be pretty high up there in terms of like power level amongst the world, right? Karma is the living embodiment of an ancient Ionian soul who serves as a spiritual beacon to each generation of her people. Her most recent incarnation came in the form of a 12-year-old girl named Darha. Raised in the northern highlands of Shonzan, she was headstrong and independent, always dreaming of a life beyond her provincial village. But Darha began to suffer strange, fitful visions. The images were curious. They felt like memories, yet the girl was certain they had not happened to her. At first, the problem was easy enough to conceal, but the visions grew in intensity until Darha was convinced she was descending into madness. Okay, so these are obviously like the memories and stuff of the soul. Just when it seemed she would be confined to the healing huts forever, a group of monks visited her village. They had come from a place known as the Lasting Altar, where the divine leader Karma had passed away some months earlier. Oh. The monks were in search of the old man's next incarnation, believing him to be among the villagers. They applied a series of tests to everyone they met, but eventually prepared to leave empty-handed. As they passed the healing hut, Darha threw herself out of her cot and ran to stop them. She wept, telling them of her visions and that she had known the monks' voices from the babble in her head. Oh, so was it like always a man or something beforehand, but this is the first time it's gone into like a little girl or something? They recognized the signs immediately. This was their karma. The visions were past lives rushing to fill a new vessel. In that moment, Darha's life changed forever. She bid farewell to all she'd ever known and journeyed to the Lasting Altar to learn from the monks. Over the years, they taught her to connect with her ancient soul and to commune with thousands of previous incarnations, each espousing the wisdom of ages past. Karma had always advocated peace and harmony, teaching that any act of evil would bring about its own repercussions and so required no response. But Darha questioned these principles even as she became Karma. Some of her followers were confused. How could she be invested with the spirit of Ionia, the First Land's most sacred manifestation, and yet disagree with their most self-evident philosophies? Ooh, so she's going to be like brand new ideas and everything. It's going to be like a fresh take, I guess, on the spirit of Ionia as Karma. Indeed, these beliefs were truly tested when Noxus invaded Ionia. Many thousands were killed as the enemy warbands advanced inland, and Karma was forced to face the harsh realities of war. She could feel the immense destructive potential that swelled in her soul, and wondered what the point of this power could be if it was not to be used. The voices of the past urged her to remain at the Lasting Altar to comfort her people and allow this conflict to pass, and yet a far deeper truth compelled her to act. Ah, yeah, because it seems like the souls are all about peace and stuff like that, but like Noxus is invading, you gotta do something. Karma agonized over this until she could stand it no longer. She confronted a Noxian commander on the deck of his own war frigate and unleashed her divine fury. This was no single measured attack. She obliterated the entire vessel and its crew in a heartbeat. Whoa, that's crazy. Though many Ionians rejoiced at this apparent victory, the monks believed she had made a huge mistake. She had upset the spiritual harmony of their homeland, disgracing all who had borne the name of Karma before her, and tarnished her own undying soul along with those of her followers. Even if it meant a life of solitary meditation and penance, they implored her to do no further injury. Karma silenced them with a raised hand. Though she could still hear the voices in her head, it was the spirit of Ionia in her heart that guided her, and the First Lands were stirring to defend themselves. She did not know if she had been chosen for her courage and strength of will, but Karma knew that sometimes harmony came only at a great cost. Their world was changing, and true wisdom lay not in resisting that fact, but accepting it. Though the war with Noxus is now long over, there are still many in Ionia who have become only too glad to meet violence with violence, even against their own neighbors. Karma has pledged to guide as many of them as she can to a more enlightened path to peace when possible, to action when necessary. So this is the first time a Karma has actually like attacked other people or anything violent, which is interesting. I obviously think with Karma, there's a little bit of like a religious aspect to the champion, you know, in the world of Runeterra itself, you know, with these monks and things like that, and having, I don't know what religion we have IRL that's kind of similar to this, but there's got to be, you know, something that's where like some spirit takes over and takes over a new body and then lives on and then, you know, passes it on to another. But that's kind of where I initially lead to. But I'm interested to see what we get in her story and like what else is going on with Darha and Karma's mind in protecting Ionia, because this is definitely a fresh take on that. All right, I love this artwork. Our story is called Remember Me. That's a great title. Watai twisted the jade ring on her finger anxiously as she stared up at the monastery carved into the mountainside, the lasting altar home to Karma. She hadn't expected to find herself back here after all this time. The trip had been painful in many ways, not least because her knees had been giving her trouble. Taking a deep breath, she walked up the path toward a small shrine that marked the entrance to Karma's private meditation room. Her knee buckles as she reached the entrance, and Watai fell hard onto the ground. This damned place. She learned to hate the lasting altar when she had visited with Jack Gree some 60 years ago after the monks had summoned him. The memories brought her as much pain as her fall. She struggled to stand. "Are you all right?" Watai looked up to see a tall and beautiful woman offering her hand. Although she didn't know the woman's face, she recognized the mantle she wore with its twin dragons of Ionia encircling her head like a halo. Karma. "I'm fine," Watai said brusquely. "I have an appointment to see you." "Welcome, Wayfarer." The woman smiled beatifically, her dark eyes sparkling as she took Watai's hand in her own. "Here, let me try." Karma flexed her free hand and a pulsing green light surrounded her. Watai's skin prickled. The glow felt cold against her skin. The woman pulled Watai to her feet. "How's that?" Gingerly, Watai tested her leg. The knee held, yet seeing this new Karma wield this power broke her heart. "I can stand," she said, her voice tight. The other woman looked at Watai in concern. "Are you sure? You don't seem—" "My leg is fine, enlightened one," Watai snapped, pulling her hand back. "But your magic can't heal every pain." So we obviously have some animosity here against Karma, but I think Karma's going to change Watai's mind somehow. She had expected the other woman to look confused or upset, but instead Karma looked calm. "You're right," Karma said, nodding placidly as she ushered Watai into the simple meditation room. "I can't heal grief. If you lost someone in the war, there's nothing I can do except apologize. I've spent years apologizing across the country for the loss and the pain that followed my decision to pursue the war against Noxus. But," a pause, a deep breath, "I am not sorry that Ionia fought back." I love that response right there. Yeah, and like she's very adamant about her beliefs. And I mean, obviously, I agree. Like if somebody's invading you, you're not just going to sit back and just take it. Like she had to take action, right? Watai and Karma stared at each other for a long beat. "Is there anything else I can help you with?" Karma asked, not unkindly. Watai took a few steps to compose herself. "My loss was before the war." She held up her hand. "Do you know this ring?" Karma's gaze turned to the jade ring and she gasped. "Yes, I gave it to..." "No, he gave it to someone." She closed her eyes, covering them with her hands. Watai knew from her time with Jackery that Karma was concentrating hard, trying to access memories that weren't fully her own. "Ah, it's okay, take your time." 60 years ago, Jackery had asked Watai, his betrothed, to accompany him on a trip to the lasting altar. Watai had never traveled outside their village, was excited to see more of the world. Maybe this was how their life together could be from this point on. So Watai and Jackery set out together on the 2-month journey to the monastery. "You will love it here," Jackery had exclaimed. His smile was burned into her mind. "I know it's far from our village, but we'll have the wood weaver grow plenty of bedrooms in our house for our family when they visit. We'll live together in the town, just outside the monastery. Isn't it wonderful?" But the life they had dreamed of together was not to be. Watai quickly discovered that she couldn't be so far from her home and family and still be happy. But Jackery's path led him here. There was no way he could go back. He had a duty to fulfill, so she journeyed back to their village alone, still wearing his ring, never expecting to return. Never expecting to see her Karma again. Oh, okay. Finally, Karma's hands fell to her side as her eyes flew open. Her irises glowed the same green that Jackery's had when he was speaking with the countless voices in his mind. His past lives, now hers. Karma blinked and her eyes faded to normal. Okay, so Watai is the betrothed or whatever of the previous Karma. And she wanted to come see the current Karma, I guess, just to like... I don't know, right? Like, what do you do in that scenario? Watai? There was incredulity in her voice, the fear that she was wrong. but she wasn't. Oh, bless the spirits, Watai said, wiping tears away before they had a chance to fall. I wasn't sure if Jackery was himself in you. He is and he isn't. His memories are mine, but... She trailed off suddenly, timid. That was fine. That was enough. Watai looked directly into Karma's eyes, hoping Jackery could see her through them. Watai wanted to unburden her heart before she died full of regret. I'm sorry, Jackery. I wish I could have stayed here with you, or that you could have returned home with me. I hope you were able to find another to love. I don't like to think of you alone. Dude, this is a sad story. Because, like, if the person you love suddenly became this, like, spirit person that had, like, a higher purpose above you, and you couldn't join them, it's pretty sad. She removed her ring and placed it in Karma's palm, closing the woman's long fingers around it. No, many voices spoke as one. Karma's eyes alight with the souls of the past once more. Jackery loved you to the end of his days. His only regret in becoming Karma was that he could not share his life here with you, but he was never alone. He had the spirit of Ionia with him always. She held the ring out to Watai. He desires for you to keep his ring if you still want it. Under Karma's watchful gaze, Watai slipped the ring back on her finger. It felt right, for she had never loved another either. I love you, Jackery, she whispered, shaken but elated. I love you. A dark-eyed Karma looked back at Watai. I'm sorry, it never lasts long. Watai nodded, her throat tight. Thank you for this. I should be thanking you, Watai. Why? He hasn't spoken to me, she murmured. Not since the attack. He was disappointed, then went silent. Oh, so she does talk to, like, the others, I guess? Years without Jackery's voice, without the wisdom of the Karma who came before me. She took Watai's hands in her own with a sudden intensity. Thank you for bringing him back to me. Oh, that's so interesting. So she does communicate with the previous version specifically, or even more versions. Who knows? Karma, or Darha, as she introduced herself, asked Watai to stay a few days longer at the lasting altar. Perhaps together they could begin to heal, as one of them said goodbye to Jackery and one welcomed him back. As she left the meditation room, Watai looked at the glint of moonlight on her ring, admiring its fidelity. Like her love for Jackery and his or her, it had stayed true, unscratched and unsullied for over 60 years. Even when she died, when her bones were picked clean by the sky, this ring would remain, a token of the love they shared. Through Karma, their love would outlast lifetimes. Little did I know that I was going to be reading a love story, and a, like, sort of sad but happy love story in Karma's little story part here called Remember Me. I had no idea. Like, this is the first time I feel like I've gotten like a little love story like this, and it was really good. And it also did teach us about how karma works, in the sense of, like, when it's passed on. So Darha specifically had... Jackery was the previous one before her, and I guess Jackery just wasn't talking ever since she, you know, started being violent or whatever. But I also wonder, that makes me wonder if she can talk to previous ones before Jackery as well, or what. But with this, Jackery came back out because his love was there, and it probably put Jackery and Karma on better terms, or Jackery and Darha on better terms again because of Watai. And we got a love story out of it. So I thought that was a really touching story that we had for Karma. All right, we're going to start off with Karma's champion trailer, but it's for Wild Rift. Obviously, she is an older champion, I think like 11 years old or so. So all of her stuff back then is pretty outdated, including the gameplay spotlight. So we're going to be doing the Wild Rift trailer. We're going to be doing the Wild Rift gameplay spotlight and all that stuff. It's called Protectors of Ionia, by the way, the trailer. I don't believe I've seen this. I've seen a lot of Ionian trailers. Ooh, what are these? Demons? Little baby demons? Okay, fighting back. Oh, I love the hand motions. I also love the giant thing behind her. Shen? Oh, maybe I have seen this. Okay, she's very close with Shen then. I mean, obviously Shen, I haven't reacted to his lore, but he makes sense. He's very much so, like, kind of in line with protecting Ionia in the balance, right? I also assume these two were just released at the same time in Wild Rift. Cool. I like that. All right, now let's do her gameplay overview for Wild Rift. These should all be the same, obviously, as her, you know, in-game League of Legends abilities. All right, how does she work in this? I see she had a shield of some sort. Ooh, I love the dragons around her. All right, so the passive, which I am currently blocking, is called Mantra. Cast abilities to gain stacks, okay? Gain some stacks. I see. And at 3 stacks, enhance the next ability. Okay, pretty normal. Then we have Inner Flame, Fire Energy Blast. So just a range like mage ability. Deal damage and slow in area. And also with Mantra, it increases the power. Leave exploding slow field. Okay, so with your 3rd attack. Then we have Focused Resolve, tether up to 2 enemy champs. Ew. And then root after delay. Targets can break the tethers. Oh. Okay. And create a tether between the targets if it's Mantra. Okay. That's a good ability. You have to be kind of close though. Single target spreads tether. Oh, and increase the damage and root duration. I guess if you're on the attack, that's a good ability. Shield an ally and grant move speed with Inspire. Okay. The mantra is increase shield and move speed. Create a ring around the ally. And the first ally to enter gains a shield. Okay, so this feels like she's a support champ with that ability, but I guess she's just a mage. All right, wait. The ultimate is Transcendent Embrace. Ring explodes after delay. And deal damage and slow. Okay, so it's just a big AoE effect that pulls enemies to the center as well. Strong Spirit knows no bounds. She seems relatively easy. You guys will have to let me know otherwise, but like overall, her abilities seem pretty basic and like not terrible. The tether one seems a little interesting. Like I don't know what situations you'd have to use that in. Oh, that skin is insane. Now I wonder, is this a Wild Rift specific one? Because I know they've been doing that. All right, I really loved her abilities. Again, I think she looks pretty easy. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. All right, I did see that there is a skin trailer for Stargazer Karma, also with Wild Rift. It looks like all of this stuff came out about 2 years ago. Let's give it a look. So far, the 2 skins I've seen, including this one, look pretty good. I'm excited to get to her skins later on. Being an older champion, hopefully she has quite a few. Okay. All right, League went all out with this trailer. That was good. She looks really cool. I want to see that skin later on. Probably different chromas with that one as well. Wow, guys, I'm pleasantly surprised. We have a bunch of skins to take a look at for Karma, which is a good thing because unfortunately it doesn't look like she has a champion theme or login screen. You guys will have to let me know if I somehow was unable to find that, but I'm excited to get into these skins. You guys will have to let me know what your favorite Karma skins are. I'm going to try to do my top 3 here because we do have quite a bit to take a look at. Starting off, we'll do the original design, especially in the Wild Rift trailer we did just watch. I think her design is pretty unique and pretty good. I really love this like dragon circlet that she has behind her, as well as these like floating, I don't even know, wings, I guess you want to say. I think these are pretty darn good. And I'm excited to see what else we get. Next up is Sun Goddess. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Okay, so we're going with the, like, this is kind of like Aztec, Mayan kind of design, I feel like here, which is cool. I guess you could almost say it's Shuriman, I guess, with the Sun Goddess possibly. And I really like this design. I think we have a lot more to take a look at though, so I think we're going to find some better designs. I think the original is a little bit better than this. Next up is Sakura. Okay. Ooh, I usually like the, like, Ionian or Asian influenced ones. You know what? I'm not that big a fan of this one. And there aren't any chromas with this one. So I feel like maybe if it had some different chromas, it might be a little bit better because the greenish, like puke yellow isn't the best looking, but I feel like I know this is an older skin. So some of these newer ones are probably going to be pretty dang good. I don't mean to bash on any of your guys' skins if one of these are your favorite, but let's go ahead and move on. We have traditional. Okay. Obviously going to be an Ionian influence being an Ionian champion. Ooh, I do kind of like that it's like a black or dark gray with this white. I do love that. And then the thing behind her, I'm not quite sure what this is called yet. We'll find out later. Does look pretty cool. But is it my favorite? No, we'll have to find out what we have next. All right, coming up next, we have the Order of the Lotus. I feel like we're getting kind of like similar-ish designs here, sort of. Well, maybe not really. Oh, I do love this one because of the lotus design, actually. I love her little flowy, like, part of the back of the dress here. And then the lotus, like, right behind her head is awesome as well. This one is actually pretty unique in my opinion, and I really like this one. I haven't seen like any other people have a Order of the Lotus skin so far, so I really like this quite a bit. Now we have Warden. Oh, this is the one that we saw in Wild Rift, I want to say. Yeah, this, at least it looks like it, I think. Now, this is a step up. I like it, but it doesn't obviously really look like Karma. She's like donned out in some like, you know, steel-plated armor and everything here, but it makes her look really, really cool and like a badass and scary. So I like this. This is like her going into battle, I feel like, if she were to actually go into battle against Noxus or something. Although it's not really like, it's giving off Demacia colors a little bit with the blue. But I think it's really, really unique. I think this is a really, really good one. I like it quite a bit. This one I'm going to put in the top 3 for now, but I bet we're going to have some better ones. All right, we have Winter Wonder. Oh, okay, we got a winter skin here. I don't know if it's Christmas related or what. Okay, yeah, she's almost like Ice Queen, Winter Queen. It's kind of cool. Winter Wonder Karma. So it's, you know, it's giving off like cosplaying at like a Christmas store or something, I feel like. But, you know, I do think this one's actually pretty good. I think it's a better skin than a lot of the like the first 2 or 3 skins that we took a look at already. But, you know, we need some more different chromas and stuff going on with these. This just being the basic purple with the blue behind her is really cool. But I think we got some better up ahead. All right, we're getting into these newer ones here, starting with Conqueror. Now, Conqueror, whoa, this is like totally different. It's giving more Irelia. I don't know, the different hair color, the little like the red is obviously giving Irelia, but you know, obviously not. This also feels like, you know, on attack mode Karma here, which I really like it. I don't know why the color changed with the hair. Maybe the white is just to stick out a little bit more, or the silver, whatever color it's supposed to be. We do have another chroma. Oh, it makes her like golden. I actually kind of like it. All right, Conqueror Karma, quite a bit of a different change from what we've seen already. I'm going to put this in the top 3, but again, I feel like the newer ones are going to make it. We'll see. Oh, we have Darkstar. I do like my like cosmic type skins. Let's see if this one's any good. Ooh, oh, this is unique. Oh, I love the cape in the back. I love this dark purple with some pink hues as well. The face of Karma is totally different. Let's take a look at some different chromas here. Ooh, oh man, Karma's going to have some really good skins, guys. I feel like this is going to be a hard choice for us in the end. Darkstar as well looks really sick. I'm putting this one in the top 3. I like that color combo as well as the original, but like look at that one. That one looks really cool as well. That's like almost molten lava. I like that one. Darkstar's in the top 3. All right, let's see if we continue our streak of just putting these all in the top 3. Dawnbringer. We've seen a Dawnbringer skin or 2, so let's take a look. Ooh, I like the hue colors here, especially on the back with the wings and everything and the 2 dragons. I guess they're not even really dragons anymore. I like her hands. I like her little bracelets. All right, let's take a look at some different chromas here. This is a really good skin as well, but there's nothing like wowing me off the bat. I mean, she's really elegant and beautiful here. That's probably... See, I like this red version of it. Let's hold off on putting Dawnbringer in the top 3, but I do really like it. All right, we have Odyssey. Have I seen an Odyssey one? I think maybe we have. Ooh, look at the wings now on the back. Those look really cool. This looks kind of like a mixture of futuristic, but still going on with the like traditional Karma vibe and the like almost like Aztec kind of stuff. Let's look at the... Ooh, the red's not looking so good. Some of the chromas don't look so good with this one, I will say. That one looks pretty good, and that one looks pretty good as well. Some of these in the middle don't look that great. I really enjoyed the design of, I don't know, they're called wings, I guess, for me. Her wings in the back with the little Dragon Ball orb in the back as well. I think this looks really good. Again, I'm going to hold off on putting it in the top 3. I think I got to get through every skin at this point first. All right, next we have, Ruined King. Here we go. What do we got here? Oh, ooh, I don't like the mask behind her. I like her design. Oh, I like her design a lot, actually, especially with the 3 little, like the crown. I don't like the mask that much. Like the mask for me, well, it's not that bad, actually. I like this version of her, like the Black Mist or whatever. It looks pretty cool. And I feel like the chromas make it not as good. Well, I don't want to, I'll take that back. Oh, like this black and gold looks real good. I take that back. I actually think I really like this skin. I like the original with the like the tealish color with the black. I like that color combo. The black and gold as well looks really, really good. Oh, the mask is growing on me, guys. All right, let's move on. We have Tranquility Dragon. Ooh, back to kind of Ionia roots, I feel like here. Oh, the dragons look sick in the back. I feel like they went back to like the original design and kind of just updated it a little bit here and made it like even cooler. Let's look at some of the chromas. The hairstyle is definitely different though. So I feel like you got to be into that hairstyle on her, which it's not bad. Ooh, I like these color combos, black and gold. I mean, black and green with the purple as well, or the pink. Some of the chromas don't work so well because there's like 3 colors here, tricolor combo. But I do like this one, but I don't think this one actually is going to be for me. I do really like the dragon design in the back though. All right, only 2 more left. Oh, we have a fairy queen one. These are always good. Let's take a look. Ooh, oh, she looks really like a fairy or like a pixie here quite a bit. What is she doing? She's in like this fancy stance as well. Of course, the fairy wings, perfect design on those in my opinion. Let's take a look at the chromas. Ooh. Okay, that one's not bad. I actually really like the Fairy Queen one. I think it's a pretty good one. Let's take a look at the final skin, though, first, before we decide our top 3. Last but not least, we have Infernal. Oh, that is not what I expected the last one to be. Okay, we've seen, I think, like maybe a couple Infernal skins. I am surprised this is like the newest one for her, or one of the newer ones anyways. I kind of dig that, though. Ooh, I kind of dig it and not the... Like, the original's good, but I like that pinkish hue. The blue, the green. That one's real pink. Oh, that purple. That purple looks real good. And then we have like a whitish, like pale color. Oh, man. Infernal looks really good, guys. I actually like this one quite a bit. The wing design is kind of like in the middle, is like semi-basic. But I think I just like this like dark version of Karma quite a bit. All right, let's decide our top 3. All right, this one might be kind of tough for me, guys. All right, some of the ones that I put in the top 3 I think are gonna have to come out. Like Conqueror Karma was okay. All right, so this is gonna be my top 3. I think the ruined one grew on me. The mask, kind of cool in the back. That's in the top 3. Fairy Queen, also top 3. And then to round it all out, Dark Star or Infernal, which one did I like better? You know what? Infernal is very good, but I actually think I'm going to go with Dark Star. I like my cosmic skins, and obviously it's not like super cosmic in like the design or everything, but like the design of like with the curves on the wings and everything in the back, I just really like the Dark Star skin. So Dark Star, Ruined, which surprised me, it grew on me quite a bit, and the Fairy Queen. I think Fairy Queen, all the fairy designs and stuff like that are very well done. Let me, of course, know what your favorite skins are in the comments. So we have the 2 different Karmas. Obviously, this is the old Karma. That we're still going to look at some of this stuff because it's really just related to her name. Karma was named after the eponymous cause and effect principle, which obvious, right? Her title, The Enlightened One, references Buddha and awakening. Mantra was named after the eponymous Hindu sacred utterances from Indo-Iranic mantram, or instrument of thought. The translation from Mantra's ancient Ionian language was provided by player support escalation specialist Mero. Okay. Karma was the first champion to feature in Art Spotlight before release and the first to be fully relaunched. Oh. She was the 5th to have more than 4 abilities. Like Jace, Karma used to have 6 ranks on each basic ability and only 1 on her ultimate. Renewal's Root has the longest duration in game. And in the minigame Astro Teemo, the most expensive upgrade in the game that Teemos can purchase, Soul Shield is a reference to one of Karma's pre-work skills of the same name. All right, so a lot of the stuff towards the end was a little old, but let's take a look at the newer stuff. It says in Karma's most current lore, Karma's spirit has lived countless lives only to be reincarnated within new bodies, inspired the eponymous concept and dharmic religions. Okay, so that kind of answers my questions from earlier after the biography. So it's related kind of to like dharmic religions and how those work. The name of her current incarnation, Darha, comes from the Sanskrit adjective steadfast. Sharing the pi root of Dur to uphold with Darius. Cool. Karma was the 4th champion to feature 2 champion spotlights due to significant gameplay changes, the others being Ezreal, Katarina, Lee Sin, and Sivir. There might be more now though, right? And then Inspire Speed Buff reads Vroom Vroom. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so you guys will have to let me know kind of like how her rework happened. I assume when like League moved over after like 3 or 4 years into like the newer version, she was reworked then, I assume? Or was she reworked more recently when she was added into Wild Rift? You guys will have to let me know when that was. All right, we're on the Fandom Wiki, and we're going to start off with the Ruination stuff because I want to get familiar more with what was going on with Karma during that time because I don't think I remember. When the Ruin King returned to the world of Runeterra, he has resumed his search for his fallen queen. he would unleash Harrowings across Runeterra in search of the fragments of her soul. Karma would defend the lasting altar against one of these Harrowings, but was nearly overwhelmed and corrupted by the king. The Harrowing would subside when Viego obtained a soul fragment from Senna, but Karma would be left influenced by the king's magic. So that's hence why we probably have the skin, right? Karma would eventually come into possession of one of the fetters of Queen Isolde's soul, a silver flower. The king would continue his search with aid from his Yordle companion Vex by unleashing a global harrowing, spreading black mist across Runeterra. The Sentinels of Light would arrive in Ionia in search of the fragment and were guided by the lasting altar by Irelia. Karma proposed hiding the fetter within an ancient Vestian grove, guarded by ancient magics that not even the black mist could penetrate. As they prepared to leave, they would be ambushed by an army of Mistwalkers. The Sentinels and Irelia would hold off the ghouls while Karma fled towards the grove. The Sentinels would catch up to Karma and they escorted her towards the grove. She began to express regret at not having done more during the Noxian invasion. Karma's regret caused her to become susceptible to the influence of the black magic, and she began to become ruined. Now under the sway of the Ruined King, she would attempt to flee with the fetter, but the Sentinels intercepted her. They managed to incapacitate and momentarily purify her. She then reveals the king's plan to use the fragments of the queen's soul to resurrect her. They are soon spotted by another horde of ghouls. Karma gives the Sentinels the fetter and tells them to leave her as she succumbs to the black mist again. Karma would then become fully corrupted by the black mist and become an agent of Viego. She and Draven would accompany the Ruined King to Shurima to search for another fetter. She, alongside the other corrupted champions, would face off against the Sentinels of Light when they mounted their final assault against the Shadow Isles. Oh man, Karma being on the bad side during this event would be really bad, I feel like. Viego would resurrect Isolde, but would be to rest again by Akshan and his Absolver. The Sentinels imprisoned Viego within Hollow Mist and Camivore. With Viego defeated, his corruption would subside, and Karma and others would be free from the Ruined King's influence. I feel like Karma is somebody I actually wouldn't expect to get influenced by Viego's, Black Mist and everything, but I mean, he was very powerful, and the Ruination event was it was just a very powerful time in Runeterra, so it makes sense that almost anybody could be influenced, I guess. All right, appearance. Karma is a tall, slim, and curvaceous young woman with slightly brown skin, short brown hair, and emerald green eyes. She wears makeup with marks under her eyes, dark red lipstick, dark eyeshadow, and wears a kind of golden headband with a gem, aquamarine green, in the center. Her clothes consist of a long Ionian dress with different shades of purple and violet colors, with golden lines that run through the entire dress. It has a white sash that is tightened with a purple bow. Its right side has a long sleeve and the leg is exposed, and his left side has an exposed arm and a purple sock on his left leg. Okay. Personality. Karma is depicted as a wise and compassionate individual with a strong sense of responsibility and duty. As an ancient spirit of Ionia, she has guided the Ionian people for generations, taking on various human incarnations throughout history. Karma is known for her wisdom and guidance. She carries the collective memories and experiences of her past lives, which allows her to offer valuable insights and advice to those around her. Her guidance is often sought in times of uncertainty or conflict. Despite her commitment to peace, Karma experiences an internal conflict when faced with the brutality of war. Her struggle to balance her desire for harmony with the need for action and protection. She grapples with the ethical dilemma of whether to remain pacifist in the face of conflict or take more direct action to protect her people. Yeah, that's basically, I don't want to sum her up and be reductive or anything, but that's that's basically what's going on with this current rendition of Karma. And I like it. It just gives our Karma a good backstory. Abilities. Spiritualist. Karma has a deep connection to the spirit realm created through meditation and spiritual practices, allowing her to sense the influences in the spirit realm and use its magic for several purposes. As the Enlightened One, Karma's soul has been chosen to pass through multiple lives and memories, allowing her to wield the spiritual powers accumulated by many lives across time. And then Enlightened Reincarnation. The soul that is currently incarnated in Darha has reached a level of enlightenment that allows her to connect with her past life. And then Access to Previous Lives' Memories. Darha can see the memory of every other incarnation of Karma and use their knowledge as she sees fit. Which is also why I feel like maybe it's just Darha specifically, but being able to see all these other memories of the previous Karmas, it would maybe make you question being so much of a pacifist versus actually taking action. And maybe that's why she actually wants to take action, because she sees all these other previous ones just not doing anything, and she kind of thinks it's wrong, I guess. Spirit magic. Karma can freely use the magic of the spiritual world to her wishes. She is deeply connected to the spiritual world and able to feel its influence in the physical world. Spirit flames. Karma can summon powerful mystical flames to attack her foes. barrier creation. Karma can summon barriers to protect herself and others. And levitation. Karma can float. Just a tiny small relation section. I don't know if this just hasn't been updated in a while, but it says during the second invasion of Ionia, Karma fought alongside Irelia, Akali, Kennen, and Yasuo against Sion and the rest of the Noxian forces. Karma managed to repel a Black Mist attack in the Lasting Altar, but was eventually corrupted by Viego when he exploited her guilt and not doing more during the Noxian invasion. Irelia would then join the Sentinels of Light in hope of saving Karma. We really didn't get into the relationship between Irelia and Karma, but that was kind of more in the Irelia reaction we did a while back. We got more of an insight into that, I think. All right, did we miss anything? So yeah, we know she's in the Awaken music video. We read the short story Remember Me. She's in the Rise of the Sentinels game. And then she's also featured in the Ruination video, which we've also already seen. Okay, so I don't think we did. A little bit more trivia. It says her lore resembles that of the Avatar from the series Avatar: The Last Airbender. Guys, don't be mad at me. I know the show. I know a lot about the show, but I have never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. Her previous reincarnation was a man named Jackery who gave up his lover Watai for his duty as Karma. Darha, the current Karma, is around her late 20s or 28 years old. She was around 12 years old when she unlocked the memories of her previous lives. She would train for several few years before the start of the Noxian invasion of Ionia, which ended in 989 AN. Darha's ancestors originated from Cathcon, the home of Nyla. That's a neat little trivia there with the Nyla there at the end. All right, guys, this is really fun. We have just a little bit left with the voice lines. I believe she has some very old voice lines, and then we honestly just have her little new ones from the Legends of Runeterra game. All right, I figured we'd start with the older voice lines first from the, I guess, 2013 rework. I don't know if that answers our question of when she was reworked. But this is only a minute and a half, and then we'll do the Legends of Runeterra voice lines as the last ones because they're newer, so I figure we end off with those. So let's hear these old ones from 2013. These are technically still her voice lines. This is the current Karma and everything, so these should technically be kind of current, although they're 11 years old.
None will question our resolve. To conquer oneself is to conquer all. Now we prove our courage. There is wisdom in war. Never become a monster to defeat one. Ionia.
Ooh, never become a monster to defeat one is very good voice line. That's a very, very good one.
Speaks through me. Indecision is failure. By force of will, act with conviction. Peace, no matter the cost.
Ooh. Okay, these are death noises. Okay,
you know
attacks.
what they say. Karma always catches up to you.
Yeah, that's good. The laugh after.
We must all make our choices. Never again will I sit idle. I have seen two paths and made another between. My spirit is an unquenchable fire, heart and mind as one. As Ionia changes, so must I. Challenge
that's okay. That's a good one.
What you know. Never fear change. The answer lies within. We have learned as much as
These are
we
very
have
good
suffered.
voice lines. For being old ones.
Peace. Never falter. Focus. I know your spirit. But I must stop your heart. If you desire peace.
I know she did make mention of like spirit and heart being kind of different, right?
You must prepare for war. An ideal is nothing until you fight for it. Lathrian onvi. Lathrian onvi.
Ooh, what is this?
Kirivi. Gaena kirivi.
What language is she speaking? There was no mention of her speaking a whole nother language. Okay, those were the very voice lines at the very end there. I don't know what that was at the end. If any of you guys know what those, like, I think maybe 3 voice lines were in another language. I really liked her little voice lines here. They felt like voice lines that would come from somebody that had the memories of somebody that was like 1,000+ generations, right? Which makes sense. She seemed very wise. She had like only like very smart things to say, saying like, you know, indecision is failure, like those kind of like wise things that you would hear from somebody like Karma. So I thought these were pretty good, but I felt like these are a little bit basic, and obviously we didn't get any interactions with other champions, so hopefully we do get that in Legends of Runeterra. I'm excited to get into those. So yeah, just let me know if there's anything going on with these last couple of voice lines that seem like they're in a different language. All right, here we are for the Legends of Runeterra voice lines for Karma. This is also kind of an older voice line video, so it's 4 years old. So we're going to be jumping around the video a little bit here, and I think it's going to be a little sporadic, but I'm just excited to see what we get because we are getting specifically interactions, it looks like, with Karma and other people. So let's give this a listen. We're starting off with Karma and Zed.
The shadows have enlightened me.
Someday, you'll learn the true meaning of that word.
Hmm.
May your wanderings find you peace.
Time will tell.
Let
She
your
wants him to find peace.
spirit find respite, wanderer.
I won't rest until my name is cleared.
Hmm.
Balance guide your hand.
Oh, her and Shen.
As it guides all things.
Thinking, feeling, is that all you do?
Small
Whoa.
minds know only action without purpose.
Ooh, action without purpose. She's very, that kind of like sums up Karma, actually.
Much power, crippled by restraint.
Power is nothing without purpose.
Wow.
Time for
I'm
this
telling you,
candle.
all her voice lines, man. She's the smartest person in Runeterra, it sounds like to me.
I sense
She
dark,
who wanders.
ancient magics. What other secrets does the ice hide?
Ooh. Okay.
Old stones tell the history of this place. Listen, the stones speak.
Okay. Are these like Freljordian cards?
A clear
I think
mind
so.
knows true strength.
A clear mind.
Resolve is the most powerful of our weapons.
Okay, resolve.
Whose fall will mark my passage?
You've strayed from your way, creature.
She's so calm when she
Master
speaks.
Zed will be pleased.
Not that there's
Even
no
the
emotion.
strong-willed can succumb to the lure of power.
Yes, even her, right? In the ruined,
I knew,
in the
and
ruination.
now I am.
Cool head, steady hand, unwavering heart.
Wow. She seems so
My
calm,
path
man.
Is clear.
An open heart teaches more than open eyes.
An open heart teaches more than open eyes. Just blew my mind. Having an open heart to someone is better than what your eyes see. That's crazy.
Drowning shadow.
A foul parody of spirit magic.
Huh.
Drowning
some trash talk, a little.
shadow.
You defile our sacred ways.
Okay.
As
Victory.
it was meant to be. We
Mm.
knew it would be so.
Defeat.
We have learned as much as we have suffered. We will carry this with us.
Staying positive, though.
You fought with honor.
All right, I really liked these. I mean, of course, we wanted more because we only got really like 4-ish minutes maybe total of voice lines with Karma, and I think she really seems like a very important champion in Runeterra and lore and everything, and she's one of the OGs, so I like kind of an OG. So I do feel like they need to come back and maybe add some more voice lines for her, whether they redo them in League of Legends or if they add more in Legends of Runeterra. I think probably add more into League of Legends would be the safe bet or the next bet that I think they should do. But yeah, overall, so her voice lines to me, like I said, she seems very wise. She seems very calm. She knows what she's talking about, right? Having the spirit of Ionia after generations of generations inside of her. So it makes sense, right? Her voice lines are very unique in that sense of like this calmness about her. There's also a lot of mention of like the open heart or having a heart and letting the heart grow, I feel like is kind of what she's saying. Also your resolve and your mind, right? Like what you have to let your thoughts be calm. You can't let like maybe emotions or anger get to you. And the same with your heart, right? I really like that aspect of Karma. She's very much so like her monks, right? That taught her how to be Karma. It's kind of like how a monk needs to be like, I don't know, when you think of a monk, right? You think they're like relaxed or they never get angry, right? And that she very much so is embodying that aspect. I don't know if that's related to any like dharmic religions or anything, because that was mentioned in the Fandom Wiki that it's kind of like correlates with the dharmic religions. I don't know if any of you guys know more about that than I do. Let me know in the comments. I really had a great time with Karma. I really loved how many skins Karma had, because there are some older champions that didn't have as many skins as her, which is kind of, I feel like, nonsense in my opinion. The amount of skins Karma had was fantastic. Love taking a look at all of those. I want to hear from you guys. Please let me know again in the comments what your favorite skin is for Karma. Let's talk about where Karma could go in the future. So currently my initial thought was like, who could take over the Karma like Spirit of Ionia after Darha, but I mean she's very early into it, and I also don't know how the aging aspect works. They didn't really explain any of that. They were just kind of like, this person became the new Karma, and that's it, right? Like they didn't really explain like how any of her like powers with the past ones really work. Apparently she can view those memories. Apparently she could like speak to Jackery, the most recent one, but we didn't really get like too much insight into that, but I think it's supposed to be left a mystery. The biggest thing I like about Karma though is specifically the fact that she went against the grain a little bit in terms of how the other Karmas went about like going to get peace, right? So the other ones were always so pacifist. That's how they remained peaceful and everything like that. But yeah, she still wants peace, but sometimes you have to take action to keep the peace, right? And I really like that she has this new, fresh take with the Spirit of Ionia and Karma. So I think that's probably my favorite thing about her. But yeah, in terms of where she could go in the future, she's very much so perfect where she's at. I don't think they're going to do anything more to her lore-wise. I'd be excited to see where she is in the MMORPG. I could see us like going to Ionia and doing some quests for Karma or something, going to the Lasting Altar and just like doing quests for Karma to help keep the peace in Ionia. I guarantee that's going to be something that we do in the future. But yeah, I think she's perfect where she is currently in lore. That's going to do it for Karma. This might be a little bit of a shorter one, guys. Obviously, I don't know. I haven't edited it yet, but please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we got more. We're doing these every Friday, so just let me know who you want me to react to in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.